Oh man, what is going on? And welcome to the Manic Monday Mushroom Hunt Show. And oddly enough, I'm down on the trail. It is God, it's the 13th or 14th. I think yesterday was the 13th. This is Monday. It is 8:30. It is the 13th, so my bad. So I'm cruising along here, and I always like to check a spot up here where I find them all the time, and I'm like, I'll just park the bike over here. So I'm cruising along here, and I'm like, here's a good spot to park it. I get off the bike, I walk down the trail, I look for stuff, I don't see anything. I'm like, man, there's probably nothing up yet. So I come back to the bike, oddly enough, and I see this guy right here. How did I miss him? How did I not step on it? I don't know. So then I'm looking around like, you gotta be kidding me, and I look at the front, and there's another one right there, right by the tire. So I was fortunate not to crush any of these when I came over, and then I figured I'll start looking back in here. I didn't figure anything would be off the trail too far because this is still very early in the season. So then I'm over here looking because I walk down farther, and there's a gentleman that I always talk to. I just walked down there and looked real quick and come back, and he says, you find anything yet? I said, just wait until we get up by the bike. You're not going to believe this, because I couldn't believe it, but I'm believing it now. So I come over to the other side. We're sitting here jazzing around, looking. Well, I found another one. Let's see, right here, and he's knocked over, so it looks like he might have been up for a while. And then I'm standing over here talking to him, and I'm looking this way, and I'm like, oh, I can see a couple right there. So then I start cruising on back over here, and would you just look at, now there's another one right in here, right here, but I didn't see him until after I had seen these two sitting back here. And then there's another one up there. So there's a little baby cluster of gray here that I found. I think there's probably 6 or 7. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn you off, and I'm going to scout this area around a little bit more. Usually I don't really end up finding them too far off the trail like this early, or I just don't look, because all I'm doing is basically looking on the trail, because that's when they usually start popping up. Is the first ones I find are on the trail, just like this. So that's what I do. I don't think there's going to be any farther back, but I will walk back through some of that stuff. I had thought I'd smelled them a couple spots back farther, but I didn't find anything. I just couldn't find them. But now that I see the size of them and know what I'm looking for, because right over here is another one right here, and this is just by the bike too. So you would have thought I would have stepped on those completely and crushed them. Anybody who's walking is not going to see that unless you're really paying attention and looking. And I love this bike, the fact that I can scoot down here and don't have to walk a ton of miles to be able to find the stuff, check the spots that I want to. I can leave the bike on the trail. There's nobody out here that I've never talked to that I don't trust, that I see this early in the morning. So I can literally leave that bike with it powered on and just sitting there, and nobody's going to mess with it. So that's what's going on. And that's always nice, you know. But I mean, if I needed to, I could push it off back in the woods and ditch it. What I thought about doing was hooking my thing up to where it locks that to where the tire can't spin, because I've got one of those cables. But yeah, anyways, enough for the bike. The old Hovsco HovGtrs Evo got me back here, and he's gonna get me back home after I get the damn mushroom, baby. Hell yeah, that's what's going on today. On the show, on the Chad Teagan YouTube channel.
Doing it.
Bada bloom, there it is. Just right there like that. Insanity. Figured I'd catch one or two up around here, so got him. Keep my eyes peeled. There's more to come. Gal walking up there just come by and asked me if I was having any luck. Said, yeah, I got about 10. I got 12 now, because we got one. And we got, oh, look at that one. Push up through that leaf. Wow, you never see that. And then that one. Now we have 13 then. Yeah, I'm getting to the good spots where they're right off the trail. They're right on the trail now. They're really not too far off, so there's really not a whole lot of point for me, but I will scour the stuff over here. I will bounce over to the other side and do the same thing. The one I just talked about was right down there. I just basically walked the bike real slow because I seen that lady coming, so I wanted her to go past, if you know what I mean, because these are super small and they are hard to see. So I don't feel like these people that are out walking at the jogger's pace, if not more, would even see this stuff, because they're not big and they're not really sticking out. So I mean, if they're hard for me to see, they're definitely going to be hard for them to see. So, but one guy's like, man, you got good eyes, you can see that from that far. I'm like, I always do. I always do. This other one was down through here. That's why I'm just walking. Here comes another guy that always walks. These people are no threat to me, which is nice. I don't have to worry about them snatching up no shrooms or like that, or walking ahead of me and finding anything. If they do, they'd probably see them and be like, hey, when they come back by me, they'd be like, hey, I seen one down there. So like, right on, that's what's up. May ditch the bike and just do some trail walking for now, just to keep my eyes, but at the same time, I'm not gonna find every single one, and I don't want to be back here all day because I do got other things I could be doing at the house, to my trucks, in the garage, around the house. The bushes need trim, so that's one thing that I'm going to be doing. Somebody's usually around these times, somebody's running their mouth to me being like, oh, you shouldn't be out in the woods, you should be taking care of those bushes before you're doing anything fun. Listen, I trimmed them down last year, okay? I'll get back to them. You just gotta give me some time. I gotta get my my nature time in right now. So I will be back if I see any more clusters or anything like that. So I'm cruising along on the bike, and I'm pretty much standing up doing 1 mile per hour the whole time, and I see something small up here, and I'm like, that could be one, but I don't know. I'm gonna look. And I'm just doing one side at a time now, because pretty much all the people that walk and run have pretty much been through, so I'm not worried about like giving up any secret spots or anything like that, if you know what I mean. And I'm cruising along, and I see some texture, kind of like this guy right here. Now, I've never seen anything this small, but there's a ton of them because I've been finding these all up and down through this section. So I can just pop that right off, and there's a little stem, and it just pops the top right off. Now I've got probably, I found a cluster of like 3 or 4 up around where the bike is at right now. See, here's another one right there, and I don't know when these had come up, but these had popped, and they're small. So here's another one right here. Look at the size of this one. There's another one. Boom. I wonder if these were like stunted or something. I don't know. I've never seen anything this small or anything like this. It looks like something might be trying to live up in there. But yeah, kind of interesting. So that's why I have the first one I had seen was right up here. Now you could get confused by like things like this, because that's a walnut shell, and then there's these little fuzzy things that are all over the place here. And I'm working my way down to a spot where I usually find some early season stuff. So yeah, I see the size of that. That would have been like the first one that I had seen. Something like this. So these make me think they've been up for a while the way they are too, and they just pop right off. So these will be interesting to put in the old bag. There's another one right there. See that? pop that thing right off. That stem's still in the ground, and I doubt these would shoot up anymore, to be honest with you, because of the way they look like they got either burnt, or from the heat they got sunburned, or the frost got them. So there was another one, because there's that stem right there. So basically I'll just keep walking up and down through here. There's that many in my hand. I'll just I'll keep on walking up and down through here and looking quietly and quickly, but like I'm not really worried about anything. See, you could have got thrown off by that right there, because that kind of does look like that. And then that one right there, see that stick? Boom, there's one right there too. But you're thinking, see, that just popped right off of that. That stem is still there, so I'll just leave that. I'll just pop these tops off. I'm just popping tops. And snatch these up and work my way down farther where there could be some bigger ones, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this is insane, seeing all these. Here's another one. See a little stem right there, a little guy? Don't know. Here's another one right here. Bam. Here's another one right here. Bam. Yeah, and like you're walking down the trail, here's a decent bigger one right here. Let's see, we'll cut this one off. We'll take the knife and we'll cut this off. Bada bling, bada bloom. You could completely get thrown off by this guy right here. That is not one. And here's another one right here. Bam, just pop it right off the top. Here's another one right here. Bam, you just pop it right off the old little stem there. Yeah, this is insane. I've never found a cluster like this before, so I'm going to keep going up and down this side real quick, and then I'm gonna slide over to the other side, because I already did see a few over here. Usually when I find something, I'll just get off the bike, and well, 90% of the time I'm walking. So this is new to me, having this bike to park, get off it, and then look around for stuff. Usually there's some bigger ones through up here, and that's why I figured I'd see something. But there is another baby one. See how small that one is right there? Insane. Insane. So yeah, and they're over here too, because I've already found some. And these ones over here are a little bit bigger. Some of them not quite as small as the ones over there. I did move a few things back when I found them, but knowing me, ain't gonna be able to see them. Like right here, there's two right there. 1, 2, and there's some more that I had moved some stuff around. Yeah, that whole, pulled the whole thing out. Pulled the whole thing out and just popped the top. Here's another one right here. It's right along the trail, leave the stem. So yeah, here's a bigger one right here. Boom, cut that one. Yeah, this is insane. So I'll be back. I'll be back. Going back to the house after that mushroom hunt, and notice while I was on the trail, I had a little stick that kept on popping around on the tire. So I thought, what the heck? So then there was a thorn stuck to the stick, and I broke the stick off, and the thorn is still on the tire. So I'm going to pull the thorn to see if we got a flat tire and if I'm going to have to patch it up. So let's pull it out real quick. Let's get down here. Right there is the thorn. You see that thorn? There was a stick right there that was hooked onto that thorn. Yep, sure enough, we got a hole. Yeah, not good. So we'll have to patch that up. Oddly enough, if I stick this thorn back in here, it stops. So this thorn may just stay. I don't know. Kind of disappointing. It is a pretty big thorn. Look at the size of that thorn. Look at the size of that thing. Yeah, hear that? Yeah, stick that in and it just stops. So to get it out to the garage and do some work on it, or I'm done with this, I guess. I don't think so. Let's see. Maybe take that tire off and patch it from the back. It's probably what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to see if there's a tube in there too. This could be tubeless, this could be not, I don't know. So I guess we'll find out, and I'll come back to you the next video. You'll see if I'm on it or not. Well, big shouts to this genuine Victor tire rubber patch kit here. Just jacked the bike up a little bit to where I could get it off, used a 5/8. Wanted to loosen those nuts up there, those on this bolt, on this center bolt. Took the air out. Actually, I just pulled that thing and let the air piss out of it. Then I peeled this off the side. Wasn't a big deal. Pulled the tire out, or the tube out. Patched the tube with this. Didn't even scuff it up any because I didn't feel like I needed to. Because I just put it on there, put a bunch of goop on, and things started like curling up on the sides on me, and then I just shoved it in there. Gave it air, I shoved it down real quick, tried to dry it off around the outside. Shoved it in there, put the tire back on around the rim, and put some air in it. So it seems good. It's at about 18 PSI right now. It takes 20, so I'll let it sit for about an hour or two, or later this afternoon I'll come put the tire back on and ride it around. Let it sit for a minute, and then we'll check it out. Hopefully it's fixed though, because I do enjoy the bike. I like the bike. It's a good little bike. Just stinks. I mean, that's gonna happen when you go off. Like, I went off the trail a couple times with it, so it's what it is. But you'll have that, or you never know when you're gonna see it in the center of a trail, or you can pick something like that on the side of the road anytime. So it happens. You're cleaning on this stainless panel here, and this stuff did have a bunch of crap like that on there. This will need some aluminum polish at some point, but I picked up this clearance item here. Waterless wash ceramic, repel and protect. And chrome glass and wheels. UV protectant, repels water and dirt, instant shine, slick polymers. Yeah, so figured I'd just hit this up real quick. Yeah, you can see the difference between that one down there. It's if I put some wax on this thing, some actual shine, some chrome stuff, that might pull that shit out. I haven't tried it yet. I just figured I'm on the other side of the sun in the shade here, and it's 82 degrees, so figured I'd hit it up real quick, if you know what I mean.